And tell me that my lonely nights are over. Sandman, I'm so alone. Don't have nobody to call my own. Please turn on your magic beam. Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. Make him the cutest that I've ever seen. Give him the word that I'm not over. Then tell him that his lonely nights are over. Sandman, I'm so alone. Don't have nobody to call my own. Please turn on your magic beam. Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream.
Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Danbury. Welcome to Senior High Sunday. Welcome to Pajama Day, because today we are celebrating sleep. It is good to be with you today. It is good to be together. Before we get started, if you haven't done so already, please silence your cell phone. My name is Anya Westenberg, and I'm a student at Danbury High School, and I'm a member of the Senior High School Youth Group. This congregation has been gathering together for 200 years, and as we work to build a more just world, we respectfully acknowledge that our physical building is on the traditional land of the Paugussett people. I am so glad that you are able to join us this morning, because you are an essential part of our celebration today. Whether today is your first or 1000th Sunday here, in person or online, we are stronger because you are with us. If you are new to our community and joining us online, we invite you to introduce yourself and where you are connecting from in the chat box as you are comfortable. At the conclusion of today's service, you will have the chance to participate in a breakout group for individual connections and deeper check-ins. If you are new here in person, we invite you to join us for coffee and some of the youth group's favorite midnight snacks after the service. Please also fill out a visitor card at the table near the exit before you leave today. We are one people of many beliefs, many origins, sexualities, and genders. We are all growing, all learning, all loved. Just as you are welcome here. I have a couple of announcements to share this morning. For those of you who are new or newly considering officially joining the congregation, there will be a Pathway to Membership class starting about 15 minutes after today's service in the basement. And on Thursday evening at 7, all members of the congregation are invited to an important town hall meeting about the budget for the upcoming fiscal year. This meeting will help everyone get ready for the June 4th vote on the budget. You can participate in the town hall in person or on Zoom. Again, we welcome all to the UU congregation at Danbury. It's a yearly tradition here to have one Sunday when the high school youth group leads the service. This is that Sunday. I'm Anya, and here is Phoebe, Ivy, and Kai. Not everybody in our group could be here today, but Jazz sent a video, so we have that to look forward to, even though he is one of the people who couldn't be present with us this morning. This is also often a time when we have a bridging ceremony to recognize those people who are aging out of the youth group. This year, we have 2 youth bridging into young adulthood, Luke Parr and Josh Hafner. They will not be doing the ceremony, but congratulations to them anyway. They'll still be receiving their bridging gifts from the congregation this summer before they head off to their next adventures. Now, let's take a moment to greet one another. First, for those of us in the room, turn to the camera and wave online. Okay. For those online, take a moment to say hello in the chat and check in with one another if you can. Hi, Phoebe. Hi, Ivy. Hi, Kat. It's a lot of greeting. Which bell?
Just give it a little tap on the side.
Our first song this morning is The Lion Sleeps Tonight. The words will be on screen, so feel free to join in and stand up as you are able.
Jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. Hear the
Please join me in saying our chalice lighting. Love is the spirit of this congregation, and justice is its light. This is our covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek and speak the truth in love, to help one another. Okay, now please join me in saying our children's affirmation. We are Unitarian, Universalist, people with open minds, loving hearts, and helping hands. We care for the earth and each other.
I have a story to share. This is Goodnight Moon. In the great green room, there was a telephone and a red balloon and a picture of the cow jumping over the moon. And there were 3 little bears sitting on chairs, and 2 little kittens, and a pair of mittens, and a little toy house, and a young mouse, and a comb, and a brush, and a bowl full of mush, and a quiet old lady who was whispering, "Hush." Good night, room. Good night, moon. Good night, cow jumping over the moon. Good night, light and the red balloon. Good night, bears. Good night, chairs. Good night, kittens and good night, mittens. Good night, clocks and good night, socks. Good night, little house, and good night, mouse. Good night, comb, and good night, brush. Good night, nobody. Good night, mush. And good night to the old lady whispering, "Hush." Good night, stars. Good night, air. Good night, noises everywhere. The end. Now, please join me in singing This Little Light of Mine.
Good morning. I don't know if I should do like, good morning, like a quiet, yeah. It's good to be here today and to see our senior high youth. Thank you so much for the time that you've put into doing this today and for being here. We have much to learn from you. Let's take this time to share the milestones of our lives. And this is a time in sacred, beloved community when we share what's on our heart. And it doesn't matter what age you are, how many times you've been here, what you've brought through the door with you today, that's important. That's worthwhile. And if it is something that you feel called to share with this community and let us hold it with you for a few moments, I encourage you to do that. This is a place that is safe for you to share who you are and what it is that your heart is holding right now. Maybe you have a great joy that you would share, and some of us, wow, we really need to hear those great joys, and we want to hold them with you. But you may have also come with some really deep sorrow or concerns, and we want to help you hold those too for these few moments. So for those of you online, think about the milestones that you might want to share with this community today. But let's start with that quiet silence, which seems so appropriate for the theme today. Just kind of resting in that quietness as we listen to the music. And if you have a milestone you want to share, but you're not ready to share that out loud, I invite you to come to the table to choose a stone. Hold it for a second. Give that stone all that that milestone carries for you, and then drop it in that bowl. And for those of you online, I hope you will have something you can just hold on to for a moment while we do the silent milestones, and then we'll open up for those who wish to share aloud. But let's just breathe together and be in this moment of restful quiet, listening to our hearts and listening to the music. Restful reflection. Let us think about the milestones that have been shared and the milestones we know that have not been shared. There is so much because our lives are so full. Let us take a moment to be in silence together. We are grateful to share proud parent moments, even when they embarrass our children. But we are so proud and so filled with love for our amazing children. We are so grateful for the adventurous accomplishments of our young people. We are grateful for graduations and moving on, even while we hold sorrow, for moving on. We are grateful for the silent milestones. We know some are joyous, but we know so many are filled with heartache, and we hold those. We are truly grateful, grateful for all that is our life. Would you join me in singing our hymn of reflection, Spirit of Life? The only way that we're able to have staff to provide music and to oversee programming for our senior high youth, for all of those children and young people who are a part of this congregation, the only way that we are able to meet in such a beautiful place on a beautiful campus is through the generosity of our members and friends. It's all up to us. We decide how important these things are. And so as we come to this time of collecting our weekly offering, I ask you to consider what is so important to you about this community. Because whatever you give, that is what it is for. This is how we support the community. This is how we continue. And think also, not only of these senior high youth, but think of all of the senior high youth who are yet to come. We want this place to be here for them. We want to continue to offer a place where you can be who you are, your authentic self, because that is good enough here. Consider all of this as we listen to the beautiful offertory and we open our hearts and we open our wallets and we give. You can give through the QR code, especially if you're online. You can also give if you prefer to mail a check, whatever way. I encourage you to give generously for the life of this community.
Alone at the edge of a universe, humming a tune, for merely dreaming we were snow. A siren sounds like the goddess who promises endless apologies of paradise. And only she can make it right. So things are different tonight. We'll go together in flight. It's now and never, or every endeavor awaits some ambulant directives to take the helm. Believe me, darling, the stars were made for falling, like melting obelisks as tall as another.
Hello again. What I'm about to talk about is something that I only very recently thought about. And I think it's a good example of some of the strange epiphanies that we have in RE occasionally. But I realized that most people, including myself, don't really acknowledge one of the most important relationships they have in their life. The strange, unique, and undeniably intimate connection that we have with sleep. Sure, we all know of its importance and have spent about a third of our lives in its company, but do we ever stop to really notice how beautiful of a concept it is? Not only are we at our most vulnerable as we sleep, we completely give up control of our lives and our thoughts for this amount of time, and we trust sleep to take care of us. There are few people that we would trust with this type of vulnerability, yet ever since our first minutes on Earth, we have shared immense parts of our life with this abstract abstract concept called sleep. As we grow, our relationship with it changes. It becomes more personalized. We curate our nights meticulously in order to meet sleep as well as possible. Such an important nightly date clearly requires only the best bedtime routines, but this means something different for everyone. No two people will have the exact same bedtime routine, and each person has very specific environments that they prefer to be in when they meet sleep. Temperature, light, noise, stuffed animals, pajamas, ambiance, it all comes down to personal comforts. We all have different sleep schedules that work best for us, not to mention dreams. No technological algorithm could ever reach the same level of personalized entertainment as the wonders that your own brain can design when you allow it to do so. I could write an entire other speech on just dreams themselves, like so many people already have. Isn't it so fascinating how one dream can mean so much to you and fill you with so many emotions, yet you can never quite retell it in a way that will make people understand? Some dreams can change the entire outcome of your day ahead. Speaking of the day ahead, not only do dreams affect this, but sleep as a whole. Sometimes the nightly date goes wrong, as dates sometimes do, and sleep turns against you for a night or multiple. Shout out to the insomniacs. It can be extremely hard to get through a day after a disastrous date with sleep, especially since anyone around you could have just had the best night of sleep of their lives. The complete individuality that comes with sleep is just as hard to navigate as it is wondrous. When you really think about it, there are very, very few instances in this world in which we are alone in such a way. When you're born, when you die, and every night in between then. When you have such little control, but you're healing and recharging yourself for the day ahead. There is nothing quite as personal as your own relationship with sleep. And now we will watch Jazz's video on sleep because he couldn't be here today, but it's a good video.
Hey everyone, it's Jazz. I'm a member of the senior high youth group. Unfortunately, I couldn't be with all of you today because I am at a swim meet, but I wrote this poem about sleep and dreams that I wanted to share with all of you. It's not the best poem in the world, by far, but I hope it's okay. The poem is called The Wonders of Sleep. Sleep is a wonderland. It's a place where we can truly expand. It's where our minds roam free and our bodies heal. As we lay down to rest, our breathing slows and we feel at rest. Our muscles relax, our thoughts slow down, and we feel at peace. In this state of tranquility, our dreams can take us on a journey. We can fly through the clouds or swim with dolphins in blue seas. Our dreams can be anything we want, a reflection of our deepest thoughts. Our dreams can be happy, they can be sad, or they can be very, very bad. But no matter what our dreams may be, sleep is a time to set those deepest thoughts free. It's a time to let go of the day and let our minds and heart have their way. Sleep is a time to heal. Sleep is a time to let our bodies truly feel what they feel. It's when our muscles repair, our bodies heal, the wounds that are within. When we wake up from our slumber, we feel refreshed and full of wonder. We feel ready to face the day ahead and make the most of what's to come. So let's embrace the gift of sleep. Let our minds and bodies bask in the benefits of a peaceful night's sleep and wake up feeling ready to take flight. Sleep is something to adore, a gift that we should never ignore. It's a time to let go of our fears and let our heart and mind take control. So let's close our eyes and drift away. Into the land of dreams we shall stay. And when we wake up from our slumber, we'll feel renewed and full of peace and ready to take on any challenge the next day brings. So that was the poem. I know it wasn't amazing, but I hope you guys all liked it. And I hope you all enjoy the rest of the service, because myself and everyone else in the senior high youth group worked really hard on it. So until later, see ya.
Okay, so I'm Kai Jafeo of the Senior High Youth Group, obviously. Sleep is a powerful thing. It allows our bodies to relax, rewind, and rejuvenate after every day. Being so busy with sports, I have learned this lesson many times. Sleep allows your body to rest and allows you to prepare your body for the next day. As an example, it is recommended that teenagers get 8 to 10 hours of sleep a night. However, many teenagers get much less due to social and school obligations. For me, this could be sailing, rowing, ice hockey, student council, or even rehearsal for a play. I do these activities because I love them, but they cause me to be home later than I otherwise would be, giving me less time for homework and even less time for relaxing. I often don't get as much sleep as I should. If someone doesn't get enough sleep, it can lead to changes in mood, behavior, and even performance in any of their activities. That being said, sleep can be hard for a lot of people, myself included. I often have a very hard time falling asleep or staying asleep. I have had insomnia for a while now. If someone has insomnia, they are faced with not getting enough sleep, and it can go on for a while. These can cause some serious problems in their mind and in their body. Their bodies wouldn't have enough time for relaxing or rejuvenation. There are some things that help me with managing insomnia. I try and keep a regular sleep schedule, meaning I try to go to sleep at the same time every day and wake up at the same time. And I don't nap very often to help me fall asleep at night. There are also other things that might help that I haven't tried yet, but might help someone else that is suffering with insomnia. These could include relaxation techniques such as meditation, or maybe even just a small dose of melatonin might help. Turning off electronics an hour before bed is always a good idea. Maybe finding a good book, do some reading before bed, do a puzzle before you get into bed, maybe a nice relaxing bath. These are all things that might help with getting and maintaining a sleep schedule. Thank you and have a great night. Ivy will be sharing next.
Hello, I'm Ivy. My pronouns are she, her. I'm going to close out this morning's message by leading you in a guided meditation on deep rest, inspired by meditation written by Mary and Richard Maddox. I invite you to participate in this meditation in the ways that are comfortable for you and accessible to you. It's okay to skip parts or adapt or to let your mind wander. I invite you to find a restful posture. If you need to change positions, feel free to do that now. I'll give you a moment to find what is restful for your body. We'll begin this meditation with the intention of resting completely. Our bodies are worthy of rest, of care. We are attending service together. There is nothing you have to do now. This is a time when you can rest, when you can settle. I invite you to close your eyes as you are comfortable, Naturally, when we close our eyes, our senses may become less active, helping us to settle, to rest. Your body may already be finding rest. You may notice your breathing has become slower, deeper. If it has, take a moment of gratitude for the way that it is offering you its assistance in your becoming more restful. Whatever speed your mind is going right now is just fine. Your mind may be slowing with your breath. If it is, take a moment of gratitude for the way that it is offering you its assistance in your becoming more restful. If your mind is still quite active, no problem. Watch it like a cloudy sky. Sometimes the wind will blow the clouds quickly, sometimes more slowly. But the sky is always changing, and at some points along the way, it will be more still. You may notice muscles in your body that have relaxed. If you do, take a moment of gratitude with each one. Thank it for offering you its assistance. I will give you a quiet minute or two for this. Thank it for whatever work it has been doing for you, and invite it to experience any rest it can. If you notice any muscle experiencing difficulty relaxing, turn your mind to it lovingly as you are able and comfortable doing. If it needs tending, tend to it. If you notice any part of your mind calling for your attention, an anxiety perhaps, as you are comfortable, lovingly scoop up that anxiety or thoughts that call out and simply whisper an invitation saying, "Rest with me. It's time for a nap." It's okay if your mind is still active. You don't need to change anything you're doing. You don't need to perform rest. You don't need to do anything right now. You can stop any effort. Allow yourself to feel the gravity holding you. The universe is supporting you in your rest. You are meant to rest. You are worthy of rest. Your body and your mind are doing the best they can to support you in resting. Allow yourself to stay in this restful state for a while. Take your time coming out of this meditation. We will give you a couple moments, then Jerry will begin playing the musical meditation before we extinguish our chalice. Please join me in saying the chalice extinguishing affirmation. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts and out into the world until we are together again.
Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling, the smiles returning to their faces. Little darling, it seems like years since we've been here. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Sun, 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 here it comes. 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 Little darling, I feel that ice is slowly melting. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been clear. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, it's alright. Here comes the sun, here comes the sun, it's alright.
With hearts full of gratitude for wisdom shared by our senior high youth, with hearts filled with gratitude for the youth advisors and those who spend their time working with them, with hearts full of gratitude for our director of religious education who sees that these programs take place and they are here and they support and they say, we love you as you are. Yes, and with hearts of gratitude for our wonderful Jerry. We come here with hearts filled with gratitude. And as my granny would say, sleep tight, but don't let the bed bugs bite. And I say to you, shalom, salam, amen, blessed be. To all, each and all, namaste. May you always have sweet dreams.